Now to a transformative moment in American history. Yesterday, in one of its most momentous civil rights decisions, the Supreme Court found gay and lesbian Americans have a constitutional right to marry. This morning, the headlines say it all. In our country, where just 13 years ago, no state allowed gay marriage, now it will soon be legal in all of them.
Ever since 2010, television cartoons have gone through a sort of renaissance period, which featured an influx of new cartoons with overarching stories that appeal to a wider, more mature audience. With a lot of these new cartoons, a lot of people saw an increase of LGBT representation in them. This increase can also be found in animated films as well, with one of the first gay characters in a mainstream animation film appearing in Paranorman in 2012, and Disney Pixar making headlines with including an openly lesbian character in Onward. However, throughout my years of watching this new age of animation, I've noticed kind of an odd trend with the depiction of homosexual characters or relationships in these cartoons. In this video, I'll be exploring my findings after logging 7.12 hours of animated TV shows or movies, and I'll explain how there seems to be a double standard with sexuality representation in animation, as well as just a dominant theme of heteronormativity. Please note that this video will contain spoilers for the following shows, and if you have any interest in seeing them, just run away. I do recommend a lot of these, they're very good. One of the first cartoons to lead this new age of representation was Steven Universe, which ran from 2013 to 2020. In the cartoon, there's an alien species called gems, which are more or less just gemstones projecting light forms that have mass. While the creators state that gems technically don't have genders, every single gem except for the protagonist is voiced by and depicted as a female. By this nature, any gem couple is depicted as a lesbian couple. The show displays these couples openly, even featuring a wedding between two gems, Ruby and Sapphire. In total, about 18.5% of the characters were shown to be lesbian. On top of that, there was one human character, Sadie Miller, who was shown to be pansexual. On the other hand, we have Adventure Time, which is highly regarded as the cartoon that kind of kicked off the Renaissance period. It also establishes a same-sex couple in its series finale, Come Along With Me. The lesbian relationship between Bonnabelle Bubblegum and Marceline is the only same-sex couple found in the series at all. Everyone else is either heterosexual or just not stated in general. In the series Star vs. the Force of Evil, there are two potential characters that could fall into the LGBT range. One being the main character, Star Butterfly, who is theorized to be bisexual because throughout the series she blushed at two girls. The other character being Jackie Lynn Thomas, who is theorized to be bisexual based off her behavior with her friend Chloe. However, both of these are not necessarily even confirmed, and the thing with Star Butterfly could technically even be a continuity error based off of information that was in a previous episode. Regarding Onward, an animated film by Disney Pixar Studios, a lesbian police officer character named Officer Spectre is included in a few scenes. There's a clear trend I've noticed with each of these examples. All these instances of LGBT+ representation involve female characters. There seems to be an odd lack of gay, questioning, or bisexual male characters. This realization came with logging the series finale of OKKO, Let's Be Heroes. In the end, OKKO was actually the most diverse sexuality-wise according to my findings. In the series finale, a lesbian couple between two characters, Enid and Red Action, are granted an on-screen kiss and a canon establishment to their relationship. However, two male characters, Lord Boxman and Professor Venomous, are discreetly hinted to be married, as both characters are shown wearing matching wedding rings, in separate shots. This notion that one type of LGBT relationship can be shown front and center while another one has to be discreetly hidden in order to pass censors, that exposes a double standard in this whole field of representation. An exception to this can be found in Gravity Falls, where two male cop partners, Deputy Durland and Sheriff Blubbs, are confirmed to be in love in the series finale. This establishment was not hidden in any way. And similar to OKKO, the relationship was hinted and built up for most of the series.
Hey, it's me from the future. So it came out on Alex Hirsch's Twitter that Disney of course butted in on their relationship. Basically saying, no, they can't be gay, they just gotta be funny, comedic buddies. Gay people can only exist if they're comedic, or they just can't exist at all, they just have to be jokes. So yeah, that's real fun.
Regardless, this trend, along with the heteronormativity, seemed to be very dominant in animation content. Once again, Adventure Time only featured two lesbian characters, while everyone else was specifically confirmed to be heterosexual, as most of them had opposite-sex relationships throughout the series. On top of that, Regular Show, which is highly paired with Adventure Time for kicking off the Renaissance period, showed no homosexual characters at all, and featured a 100% heterosexual cast. Correct me if I'm wrong. To summarize, animated media seems to be having kind of a double standard of LGBT representation, by showing one type of same-sex character or relationship far more than another. In total, I believe there were about 9 instances of lesbian representation in the 7.12 hours that I logged, compared to the 3 instances of gay representation. Now don't get me wrong, I don't want to be a choosing beggar. I'm still overjoyed that the LGBT community is getting any representation at all in these shows. I just think it's important to note these imbalances when they're happening. Censoring one type of relationship over another just isn't good. And all these relationships should be allowed to be represented freely on all types of media without fear of censorship. But yeah, that's just something I noticed. I hope you all enjoyed this short little video essay, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.